Good?
We are good. It's up to you, but yeah, usually you get a lot of noise and traffic.
Alright, so our section of the presentation is performance management. My name's Steve, and I'll be talking to you about motivation. Just some key points that I'm going to cover. You know, the importance of motivation, the process of it, two important tools, extrinsic and intrinsic motivation, and motivation theories. Just three basic ones that I chose that are pretty important. So first question is, what is motivation? You know, I'm sure all of you guys know what motivation is, but it's just the desire or the willingness to want to do something. You know? The reason or reasons why people do what they do or want to do what they do. So the first thing you kind of want to ask yourself is, what motivates you? You know, set goals for yourself so that you have something to strive for. That, you know, something that's going to motivate you to achieve those goals. You know, you can also apply to companies. Companies set themselves goals. You know, whether it's for their sales or their revenue. And the importance of motivation in the workplace. You know, the need of motivated employees. You know, you want employees that are motivated to achieve your goals. And the benefits of this is you get more productivity, and also it helps the company survive. You know, it helps, like I said, achieve those goals. And it's just the process. You know, it starts with the unsatisfied need, or what you want to accomplish. Then the tension, like the struggle of the process starting. Then you move on to your action of the needs, and then you accomplish your goal. And all finishes up with feedback, and then it kind of replays. You know, you want to set more goals for yourself. And just some tools. You know, you really want to look at what employees find most important. Like, you want to be able to suit their needs and give them what they want. This will increase productivity, and it will boost morale. And just the two tools that I mentioned before, extrinsic and intrinsic, which I'll get into now. So intrinsic is behaviors based on external rewards. You know, like your money, the fame, recognition. And an example of this that kind of sets back to us is picking a major. You know, you pick your major based on job opportunities and salary. You don't really look at what you enjoy. So the next one is intrinsic, so it's the opposite. It's based on internal rewards, like your enjoyment, like your happiness. An example could be giving employees decision-making power. You know, this will bring employees together, and it'll make them feel like they're a part of the company. And just three theories that I came up with. There's plenty more, but these are most important to me. Workers motivated by pay, that's Frederick Winslow Taylor, Elton Mayo, having social needs met, and then Maslow, the 5 levels of human needs. So the first one is going to be Frederick Taylor. You know, he believed that employees are motivated by pay, you know, how much they make. And he believed that they didn't necessarily like being at work, but so they needed supervision, and they needed, like, kind of control. So he thought that breaking up the production process, giving people a series of tasks would produce more. You know, he said employees are paid based on the items they produce. Now, this will motivate employees to work harder, maximize production. But, you know, this led to the dissatisfaction of workers, and which led to strikes. You know, they were getting bored of the repetitive tasks. Next one is Elton Mayo. The social needs are more important than money. He believed that managers really need to take time to be interested in their employees. You know what makes them happy, know their interests, and kind of provide social needs for them. Now, what Mayo got from this was better communication between workers and managers. Management was more involved in their employees, so they knew what was important to their employees. And working in teams and groups. You know, everyone likes to socialize. All teams, you know, work better. People can combine their opinions. And the last one is Maslow, Abraham Maslow. He had the 5 levels of human needs. You know, you start at the bottom here, and you don't necessarily level up until you fully complete the first need. just an example of this, you know, the example is someone's dying of hunger, so they're more motivated to make that basic wage to get themselves food. And, you know, in the workplace, not all workers are the same. Managers are going to need a variety of incentives, and you're going to have to, not all the employees are the same, so you need to change it up. And creating a motivational climate, you know, what you want to do is have clear expectations for your workers, group goals and projects. You want to set the bar high for them so that they can achieve, and employee wants and needs. Like I mentioned before, you need to take into consideration their wants and their needs. And just continue, you know, let employees know that you understand them, be involved in them, what makes them happy, what they enjoy. Provide challenges for growth opportunities. This will help for developing your business or your company, and request participation for decision making. You know, bring everyone together, let people make decisions, hear their opinions. And this is just something I found interesting. The accelerator and the brake in a car, or anything really, when you push the accelerator down, it'll go faster, and when you press the brake, it'll stop. That's a lot like motivation. You know, if you press down, you want to keep building up, and you want to keep going forward, and if you brake, you stop and you're done. You don't have any motivation. And this is just my new and you. You know, I work at Yalza Plana golf course, and you know, I worked with this employee. He was really lazy and not motivated to do anything. He would be told to do something and then give it to someone else to do. And you know, a position opened up where it was higher management for him, and you know, I came into work and you know, I realized he was a lot more, he was able to do more things because he wanted that higher job, and he wanted to make them more money, so he wanted intrinsic rewards.
Alright, so I'm going to be talking. It's supposed to just start automatically, right?
What?
Is it supposed to start automatically? No.
I had it set so that one you just have to click and the rest will be fine.
Because I clicked it. Alright, so I'm talking about the role of job analysis. The definition of job analysis is the systematic process of collecting complete information pertaining to a job. It kind of includes the job description and the job specification, pretty much what the employee needs to perform the job. I'll have to click that
This is the first one you have to click and the rest are good.
So some of the intentions of the job analysis, just some of the questions it's supposed to answer. What is the need of the job to exist? What physical and mental activities does the worker undertake? When is the job to be performed? Where is the job? How is the job to be performed by the employee? And what qualities and qualifications are required to perform the job? So why it's important? It's basically a way to set up organizational structure, and without it, job duties would kind of overlap and the company wouldn't really run smoothly. So the company can use it to match the needs of the organization, and it can also help with recruiting and setting standards for performance. So steps to writing the job analysis: first, collect and record job information. Then you want to check the job information for accuracy, and then then you write the description based on the information, and then using the info, you kind of determine the skills, abilities, knowledge, and aptitudes that are required for the job. So here I have an example of an actual job analysis. This is for a financial planning sales position. So there's a few different sections: the heading, the job requirements, employee requirements, and success factors. So just the heading is pretty simple. It's just the job title, which here is financial planning sales. Classification of the job, which is full-time, part-time, summer internship. The department and division that the job's in, where the actual job is, and the compensation. And then the next segment, we have job requirements, summary of the position. So this is just kind of a brief description of the job. It's usually about, 2 to 3 sentences. It's just basically a short summary of the actual job and some of the duties. job duties. It's a list of all the specific tasks to be performed on the job. It could include closing sales, meeting with new clients, recording sales activity. It's basically everything that the employee is responsible for in that position. So next we have like computer skills, software, and reporting structure. So skills and software, it's basically all of the software that you're going to use on the job. It's not the experience that the candidate has with other softwares, it's just what's specific to the job. And then the reporting structure is basically just how and who the employee reports to. So employee requirements, these are basically requirements that the candidates need to meet before they get hired. It's kind of like what the employer looks for in a future employee. And so here we have education and training, which can be a bachelor's degree in finance or a high school diploma. Next we have skills and aptitudes. These are things about a person that's kind of beyond the paper. Things like being a great cold caller or being able to adapt to different situations. These are kind of things like you would take from a job posting and put on your resume if you were going to submit it online. Employee environment and physical requirements. This includes physical characteristics such as health, strength, age, vision, or even psychological aptitudes such as judgment, manual dexterity. It can also include being able to sit for 8 hours a day or being able to travel for work. And then licenses and certifications. This can include any specific certifications that are required for the job, whether it's CPA, CFP, PsyD, or even a driver's license, even a passport if you're going to travel like overseas. It's basically, it just depends on the job itself. So success factors, these are the goals and objectives of the position. They're set by the company and they're kind of expected to be achieved by the employer. It's kind of why the position is there, like how essential it is to the company. And then it's signed by the HR representative and department manager. So how does this relate to performance? The analysis helps identify goals and objectives, and then you can set performance standards for employees. And it can also create evaluation criteria for performance reviews, and it can also help determine length of probationary periods. So as far as the performance appraisal, it's done by HR and will describe the strengths and weaknesses of each employee in their position. It's used with the job analysis. You can kind of cross-reference between the analysis. You kind of look at what's expected of the job and then how well the employee performed it. So here I have some benefits of the analysis. The job descriptions and specifications can help management decide who to hire, so kind of like recruiting. As far as health and safety, you can even use it to identify a risk factor, and then from that risk factor you can provide different safety equipment. Some disadvantages, it is time consuming, so if there's jobs that change frequently it can kind of get annoying. The source of data is small, so because of the small sample size, the source of collecting data is small, therefore the data for few individuals has to be kind of standardized. And a little bit about me, last semester I had an internship with Lincoln Financial, and when they, for orientation, they actually provided a job analysis and kind of like walked us through everything we were going to do, all the software we were going to use, and like everything about the job. And then now I'm an intern with Cross Media Works, which is an advertising company. I actually got the job through Prof Jobs, and I work in the HR department, kind of filing away the performance reviews, appraisals, job offers, job analysis. But actually next week I'm going to start like actually typing out different analyses for different jobs.
Hi, I'm Alec. I'll be talking to you guys today about goal setting and targeting. So the first thing about goal setting and targeting, which is really important through this process, is having to link your personal goals to the targets and the goals of the company you work for, or the university you're at,